Hey guys, welcome to my final submission for Studio 2. This is Rats vs Squirrels, the football game. This is completely different from the first submission I did, which was a third-person shooter. The same things that remain the same are the rats and the squirrels. In my first submission, which was the third person, I overscoped pretty hard since I was following some tutorials which made the game end up as a server-to-server game and not an actual third-person local. So I changed it this time when I was making the football game. So now it's a local split screen, but player 1 controls the rats, player 2 controls the squirrel. The objective of the game is to score 5 goals in 5 minutes. If a player is to score in 5 minutes, the game will end. Or if a person hasn't been able to score 5 goals within the 5 minutes, the person with the most goals would win. However, if neither player has scored or the score is a tie, it will end in a draw. So in this game, I decided to add additional features such as shooting, where if you shoot your player, the character's base speed at this moment of time is 1,500, I believe. It will get reduced to 0.5. It will get reduced to 400 movement speed for 0.5 seconds. I added my stadium with a custom normal map on the grass, as I didn't want to use the default Unreal one. But simply because the white stripes would have been a bit annoying to make as just deferred decals. So I thought, since I'm making the entire stadium, I'll just add the white on top and including the specular and gloss. So I also have running animations for the characters. The faster the characters go, the faster the animation speeds up, as you can see. The football, how it works is, if you are to score a goal, the ball will go to the middle and the characters will stay in their current location. I decided to do this because I wanted to give advantage and play spots. Another feature that's there is, what's it called? The squirrel, even though he might have a bigger physique than the rat, they have the same collision box. So I made it completely fair. Initially, the tails were also able to hit the character, but I changed that just with a spherical collision box. So the tails on either character won't affect the ball whatsoever. It's only the primary body. So more feedback that I had received was, if you're making a football game, why aren't the squirrels and the rats wearing shirts? And I thought to myself, that's a good idea actually. Why aren't they wearing shirts? So I decided some comical shirts, as well as giving some more personality to the characters. So the rat wears a blue shirt, and the squirrel wears a red shirt. With this also, I didn't want to give the players, I didn't want to make the football a random colour, so I just left it traditional white with black dots. Finally, I decided to make the bottom layer of the stadium purple, as the top 2 layers are blue respected for the rat and red respected for the squirrel. So I thought, if you mix blue and red together, it makes purple. That's how secondary colours work. So that's why having the purple base for the stadium won't confuse or give any other players advantages. A little thing I had forgot to mention is, since it's 2-player, this game is unable to be played as 1 player. 2 players must be connected, and when I mean connected, it only plays through Xbox controllers. So player 1 would take controller 1 and player 2 will take controller 2. So yeah, I really do recommend playing this. So far, all the playtests I've had really have enjoyed this game. One final note: the rat shoots cheese and the squirrels shoot acorns. So the next part I'm going to be talking about is the code. Thank you. The way I'm going to do this is in blueprint order, starting with the football. So what happens here is, when the game starts, the ball's set in the primary location where the ball is. So with the vector, I'll find the ball location. So now what happens when I'm to score a goal, it will give a reset custom event, and then find the world location through the start location vector, which will then find the world location. Okay, now for the goal. So it's a bit long. So how we start is on component begin overlap. If the condition is true of the ball, the blueprint ball after a delay of 0.5 seconds will reset to the game mode using the return node, and then with the switch goal enumnium, it will, if it's true, the rat will go. If it's true, the rat will be scored, and the score point will go up for the rat, and then a goal sound will be triggered. If it's false, then it will be scored for the squirrel, and the noise will be scored by the squirrel. Next is the main menu blueprint. So this is just a simple, when the game starts, I have a second level, and then the main menu will open. It has a start and it has a quit. So for my rat and the squirrel, it's exactly the same. Essentially, the movement is the same as the normal ones, and I just have it using a follow camera using a spring arm. I believe it's about 700 units up, so the camera won't move left or right or rotate, it's still in that position. So also it's related with the camera, the bullet speed. So how this works is I've created a freeze node, custom event, where if the character's hit by the bullet, the character's maximum walk speed will be reduced to 400. Finally, the shoot bullet. This is simple. With the right trigger on the pad, when it's pressed, I will shoot the cheese for the rat. It will find the forward vector of 50, so it doesn't. Initially, it was hitting in front of me, but I had to stop that, so I increased the speed. The rat and the cheese and the acorn. So how this works is when I find the world actor location, it will shoot depending on my character's initial point where I've set it to. Same here. Once I've shot, the character will freeze, and the bullet will freeze, and after it's hit the target, it will destroy itself. So yeah, now for the game mode. Alright, this is where most of the action happens. When the game starts, I have a create player set, which makes the game split screen. That's the code, that's all it is to make it split screen. Also, I changed it to be vertical and not horizontal. So then I have create widget, which is for the timer, which takes every second with the minutes and the second integer. So how the goal is scored. If the rat has scored, and if it's true, it will show the rat has scored, updating the score count for the rat. And I've set the limit to 5. So if the game finishes at 5 and rat wins, then it'll say rat wins. And if it's not, if it's a tie, then it's a draw event. And if the squirrel wins, it will say squirrel wins. So yeah. After a couple of delay seconds, the game will, it will pause the second the time or the score has run out, and then give us the widget of the game over screen. Next I'm going to be talking about is the assets. Thank you. Okay, now for my rat. So he's currently really shiny. I don't know why, that's because of specular block. So when I start inside his mouse with his diffuse, his specular, his gloss, normal, and his alpha, that gives him all the detail back. So what I did here is just simply I gave him the fur and with ZBrush with fiber mesh, except for on his shirt. So his shirt's really clean with the blue, it's just stripes, and yellow. Gave him the rat name. Just wanted to make him spot out. This is a different rat to the first attempt rat, as the first attempt rat looked like a guinea pig. Now for my squirrel, exactly the same methods, all my maps. This time he's just, he's taller than the rat actually, but he's red, and he's a lot more noisy. His fur's a lot noisier because that's how, the reference I used. So with him it's the same thing, but his is in red. He's a bit taller, the alpha map works exactly the same, but his has number 2 on the back. So there's not much there, not much else. Okay, so now for my stadium. My stadium's in 2 bits. Some people say it looks like a basket, but in a sense I kind of like it. I'm applying all my maps. So I give it a deep normal map. I have an overlaid normal map, one using Endo and one with other bits. and then the top part is all the rest of the extras, such as the lights and the beams, etc. So to be honest, the stadium can actually be seen from the outside, but from the inside it's all where the details is. If you can see on the top, I have writing made in 3ds Max. Blue represents the rats, of course, and the red represents the squirrels. That's how it looks, and I was talking about in the video earlier, blue being rat, red being squirrel. Okay, next is my net. So with the net, it's just a simple, how I just wanted to make it was made out of wood, really. I made it pretty simple. I didn't want to make it a tree. I'm not good with trees. And finally, it's my football. So this is just a really simple football. On the top, it says Rats vs Squirrels 2017, because that's the year it is. Thank you. A quick little way to end this video. This is the inspiration. What you're currently watching right now, it's Mario Smash Football on the Nintendo GameCube. When I was a child, I used to love this game. So, and in general, Studio 2 this year has made me a lot stronger in my developing skills compared to first year. I've learned a lot more than I thought I would have. And a final note, thank you for the extension. I really do appreciate it, because on the Friday of the actual extension, I fell into hospital and I was unable to do any work. So, thank you for that, and best of luck to me. Thank you.